Hello, this is Canis Brakes, and today we're going to disassemble a C7 Z06 two-piece rotor and replace with a new rotor ring. So here we have the OEM GM two-piece rotors that come on your C7 Z06, and we're just going to take them apart. That's the easy part, 2 8mm. The hardware consists of a bobbin, an anti-rattle spring, and a nut and a bolt. You're not going to reuse the nut and the bolt. We supply those with the replacement rings. The bobbin rides in a little metal clip that protects the aluminum from any galling from the metal bobbin. First thing to do is you have your rotor hat here. You want to take a good look at it, inspect it, and see. They are reusable, but they can obviously crack and or wear after use. You just want to make sure they're good to go for replacement. So it's just a visual inspection. You might see cracks somewhere around where the bobbins ride. Pull one or two out. These are fine. They've only been used once, and the rotors actually were not that worn here. Save the bobbins and the anti-rattle springs. When you order the replacement rings, there's of course the DBA ring. We talked about that in another video. That's Disc Brake Australia, their part to replace this. And the first thing we need to do is find that. To reassemble all the hardware to the rotor hat. Put the bobbins back into the little protective slots around the hat. It's a little bit like a barrel of monkeys here because they'll start to try to fall out. That, by the way, is how the rotor floats. As the ring expands and contracts, it can move in that slot there. So once you have all the bobbins installed, you can nestle that right down into the rotor. And we're good. Okay, so we got the bobbins back in the hat back assembled to the rotor. Now we'll take our new bolt nut and the GM anti-rattle clip and put them back into the rotor. This is a pretty easy way to do it here. That way you can get underneath to get the bolt through. You're kind of trying to do two things at once here. So you just put the bolt through. There's a little tab you'll see on the anti-rattle spring that keeps it from rotating, that fits down on there. And the nut's a lock nut, so it's only going to screw down a couple threads. But you can feel it. Once it grabs, you're gone, and you can just rotate and go all the way around. All right, so now we're going to put the rotor into a vise so we can get to the hardware from both sides easily and torque the hardware down. It's a good idea to use a piece of cardboard in between the vise jaws to protect the rotor surface as you hold it. Okay, so we've got the rotor in the vise now, and the hardware is all started. So we'll start to do the torque sequence, and that's the last step. So just like a wheel, you're going to do it in a star pattern. The nuts are on the bolts hand tight, and then you have to use tools after that because it's an interference thread. It's a 7mm nut and then a 5mm hex in the cap screw we use. So I'm just doing a sequence. Make sure you put the torque wrench on the nut side to get a proper measurement. So you get them snug first time around. So now the hardware is all snug. We'll do the final torque step. So check our wrench, 100 to 110 inch-pounds. And you can try and see, you may not have to hold the bolt on the back. It sort of varies. So if you have to, you just do. It takes a little bit to get the torque wrench to bend correctly, but it's a light spec, so it doesn't take too much. And then you just go in the star pattern. Once you're going around, I usually like to check them all the way around. A lot of times that can happen without the All right, there you go. One assembled two-piece rotor ready for action.